Matthew 15, 1 to 14. So, reading this, I remember again that there's a difference between man's tradition and God's commandment, and we need God's wisdom to distinguish between the two. That there are things that the Pharisees did that they invalidated the word of God for the sake of their tradition. So they held tightly on to what they consider is true, but those are actually man-made laws, man-made rules. And by holding on to what they believe is true that is man-made, they in turn invalidated the word of God, which should be the commandment that they hold on to. So God considered them to be hypocrite. They honor God with their lip, but their heart is far from him. And they teach doctrines. They teach as doctrine. They teach the commandment of men as doctrines of God, but that is not true. And therefore, they worship God in vain. And another one, the disciples thought, pretty much told him, oh, you've offended, pretty much important people. But Jesus said to leave them be. And the part that struck me today is verse 14. If a person who is blind guides another who is blind, both will fall into a pit. So if you want to depend on someone and you're blind, then you need to make sure that that person can see. And if the person that you are asking to guide is blind, then you make sure that you can see, and you question their judgment, their teaching, to make sure that they're not leading you in the wrong way. Otherwise, both of you will fall into a pit. And it's so true, but people don't realize that. And a lot of people, they want to listen to what they want to hear. They don't handle the truth well. And because of that, they're easily led astray, and both of them fall. And as I'm talking, I remember the documentary about this group of people who are really brilliant people. Some of them are brilliant scientists and stuff like that, but they believe in UFOs, that there's this one day that will come that they will be taken by the UFO, so they commit mass suicide together. And there's a lot of cult and stuff like that people, they just are led blindly, and they end up killing themselves for a blind faith. And that is not the kind of faith that God has called us to. God said, come, let us reason together. God is a reasonable God. He is a God of order, of design, of things that make sense, not of chaos. And we need to remember that characteristic of God whom we serve.